What is going on? It is hot, 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 hot. Can you hear me? There's nobody in here to hear me. Just making sure everything's working right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage, and it is a Impromp-Tune live show. We're waiting on car parts to show up for the Typhoon, so I thought, why not jump on, holler at you guys, see what you guys are working on. I just got done mowing. It's miserably hot. I'm still sweating. So, what's going on, everybody? Look, I look terrible. I look absolutely terrible. But I am having a nice ice cold Bud Light seltzer to cool down. What are you guys up to? Talk to me, people. What is going on? Why is okay, here we go. Live chat. There we go. We got Jeff, Funny Muffler, El Chevy Flores. How hot is it? I don't know, 90. I owe you an email, by the way, El Chevy Flores. I will get to that after I get done doing some work. Michael's going to be tuning his first Duramax. Joe, what's going on, man? How was your sloppy show, man? I haven't listened to the podcast or watched the podcast. Fill me in. How did it go? What have you been working on, brother? It's been a while. We need to get you back on the live show. Jeff says it snowed 8 inches in Denver. Perfect. 49 degrees in Nebraska. I talked to my parents down in Oklahoma. They said it was like 58 this morning. And I'm just like, sounds amazing. I think it's supposed to hit like 89 or 90 today. It's just the perfect day to go out and mow, especially on my property that there's just nothing flat. 6+ hours. Holy crap. That's a lot. What up, Darren? Hello from Pittsburgh. Mr. Bull took my car to the track for the first time. Had a blast, but definitely got to get off those street tires. Got smoked off the line every race. 90s in the winter here in Arizona. However, whenever it's 60s, everybody's running fireplaces. Joe caught the COVID finally. Is this your first time? I've managed to dodge the COVID bullet. Anthony out in Cali. Sorry, Anthony. Poor dudes out in Cali trying to tune. Look, I still got grass schmutz all over me. Getting some GM 3-bar sensors for a Cobalt SS. I'll be buying. Sweet. What's your plans with it, Funny Muffler? Oh, man. I've got to start wiring. Actually, I'm waiting on motor mounts to show up so I can bolt the motor back in place. Motor mount, the driver's side motor mount was completely blown out on the Typhoon. I bought solid motor mounts. I was going to install those until I realized to install the driver's side, you basically have to drop the front axle completely out. I'm not doing that. I ain't got time to do that. That's like a 2-day project. We're just going to have to deal with stock motor mounts. How many projects I got going on over here? Technically 2, maybe 3, if you count the Duramax. Not really doing much on the Duramax right now. I put the bank stuff on there. The Derringer, really happy with it. It's really kind of a cool setup because it's like, it's not a tuner. They call it a tuner, but it's, an inline. It spoofs the boost signal and the fuel pressure signal. And then the GTO, I've got an LSA kit on the way. El Chevy Flores, I would like to, but that's a long story that I'm not going to break down today. What up, Super Slow? What up, Cole? ESS Motorsports, thanks for all the videos. Really helped to tune my 2018. Perfect, man. That's what it's there for. Need to push all the boost so I can hang up with the V8s. All the boost. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or whatever, but we're doing Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 also. We're doing 1.0 and 2.0 this year. And the Goat Road Garage is sponsoring 2.0. We're going to be sponsoring, I think, the Big Block NA class, which we're going to compete in with the Nova. Shut up, Alexa. So excited to be going to some of my home tracks. Noble starts and ends in Noble. And raced a lot noble back in the day. So excited about that. And we talked about it in the past. Funny Muffler, that's a good question. I had planned on trying to do a shirt sale for the Typhoon. We're just not going to have time probably to do it. Technically, we probably could still get it done. But maybe we'll do a shirt sale for 2.0 and feature both the Nova and the Typhoon on it and just have like a Rocky Mountain Race Week total shirt for 2021. Is that what year? What year is it? Is it 2020? Oh, it's 2022. God, I can't even keep track of what year it is. So I would love to do another special edition shirt, throw out shout outs to our sponsors, specifically Nitrous Express Snow Performance, because they're going to be throwing a lot of equipment on the Typhoon and they're going to be throwing some equipment on the GTO. So, yeah. Get my first HP tuner on Thursday. Tune my cam on an L83. Wish me luck. Joey, good luck, man. Small bites. Take it slow. Awesome, Funny Muffler. I don't even have a shirt from last year's. The car broke down in Pueblo, as you know, and we got a tow. A couple kids stopped and helped us. Like literally, they were like 16, 17-year-old kids, stopped to help us, called their dad out at like midnight to tow the Nova to the hotel. And so I gave my own personal shirts from last year's Rocky Mountain Race Week to the kids. So really kind of sad that I don't have my own shirts from last year's Rocky Mountain Race Week because they were cool shirts. Joe says somebody asked me to ride shotgun and tune their car for that. As fun as it sounds, 75%. Joe, you wanna ride shotgun with me on 1.0? I don't have a co-pilot. If you want to go in June, you're more than welcome. I won't even ask you to tune. I mean, I might ask you to tune. Dude, they were so super stoked, like just to help, and then giving them the shirts, like they were over the moon, and like it was worth it. Like I appreciate those guys. They made my night. Like we were so frustrated. It was just that was the end of the end. Like we managed to get about 15 miles out of town the next day before we tossed in the towel. But like those guys pulling over and talking and just going over everything, it was totally awesome. So shout out to those guys in Pueblo, Colorado. And they were driving an F body. So upgrading injectors from 1050s to 1300s, is it safe to drive it to the tuner? Yeah. Vortec, leave it in closed loop. Stay out of the throttle. You'll be fine. That's a small enough upgrade that it'll run rich, but closed loop will help you get there. As long as your tuner's not 100 miles away, shouldn't be an issue. Swap time. If you're in here, thanks. So what's everybody else working on? What are you guys working on? Fill me in. We know Joe ain't working on anything because Joe's worthless. Running that dyno all the time. Makes me so jealous. Joe, let's do a weekend here soon. Let's do a weekend. I'll bring maybe one of the Typhoons up and running. No, that's all-wheel drive. Maybe whenever I get the GTO going, I'll bring it down and we can strap it to your dyno. Saving money for gas. Dude, Cole, I stopped and filled the truck up, and I didn't even fill the truck up. Obviously, the truck kicked off at $100, and my wife's best friend was riding with me. She's like, oh, my God, it's $100. And I was like, yeah, that's half a tank. Donnie says, need to get back on mine. Haven't done anything since November. Matt's working on a CTSV. And I can tell you that it's not a wagon because you don't own a CTSV without saying it's a CTSV wagon. Right? Unicorns. Joe's on an 06 GTO. Jealous. I love my 04. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. But I will say that the 05 and 06 GTOs are just night and day better cars than the 04s. And it's not even the LS1 versus the LS2, but things like the LS1 some of you people may crucify me for this, but the drive-by wire throttle bodies on the LS2 are way better than the cable-driven throttle bodies on the LS1 GTOs. El Chevy Flores is doing a diesel injector reseal on my 07 Duramax. That's always fun. Jonathan, haven't touched my LS swap in 2 months. Needs an expansion tank. Using a Prius expansion tank. Hey, whatever works, brother. Practicing TIG welding. I can't TIG weld. Wish I could. Wish I could. Yeah, Matthew says it's a sedan. I had the opportunity to buy a CTSV wagon about a decade ago for, I think it was going for 30 grand, and really wish I would have pulled the trigger. 1-2 says, I got a 15 Camaro V6 that I added an M90 supercharger to. Sweet. I have HP tuners, but I have no idea where to start, how to tune the car. I'm only wanting to see like 8 pounds of boost. Any suggestions? Yeah, 1-2, start with the 4th gen videos and start with the mass airflow sensor. 1L swap an SRX, make my own V8 wagon. Dude, the SRXs are so ugly though. Rebuild Anything says he's working on a lean cruise on the Tahoe, trying to save some money. Getting ready to purchase my first HP tuner setup for my 2003 LM7. Wish me luck here in Cali. Good luck, Anthony. That reminds me, I need to call HP Tuners on Monday and figure out why my HP Tuners code is not working, so you can get your free T-shirt. Yeah, exactly. $100,000 wagon a day, dude. Like the fact, even back then at 30, it was cheap. 90 OBS with an LSA. Yeah, buddy. Love my CTSV. Decided to build and tune it because of your videos. Awesome, Michael. Glad to hear it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. We're a family of tuners here. I'm having fuel trims hangover into wide open throttle. Just put long terms back on. Should I give it some time and see if it cleans up or what? I think it revolves around heat soak. Any objections to moving the IAT? Where's the IAT at now, Cole? Want to push around 800 wheel on ethanol setup. Should I keep 1050s or go 1300s? 800 wheel on ethanol, you're probably going to be maxing out the 1050s. Getting close to the top of the 1050s, probably need to look at the 1300s. So we got an LS Swap 97 Chevy that I'm about to put a TBSS intake on and 50-pound injectors. We've not been able to figure out watching the videos. Oh, well, thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Listen, I appreciate everybody's kind words today. I did not start this live stream for everybody to come in here and say kind words, but it's motivation for me to keep on making these videos for you guys. I do appreciate it. Jose says, I paid for tuning classes. Weeks later, I found your videos, and they are more helpful. Sorry, Jose. That is often the story. Unfortunately, a lot of the tuning classes, whenever you go to that, like tuning classes, tuning books, tuning videos that you pay for, what they do is they show you, do this, do this, do this. They don't explain to you why you're doing it or what your, the expected changes are. And that's why I have hangups. I will say that, and it's not because I'm an affiliate of High Performance Academy. High Performance Academy's videos, though, are very, very, very in-depth and is more of a process of learning, and they go through what you're doing. That's why this is the only tuning school that I support is High Performance Academy. So if you're looking for more formal education, check it out. Go to the description of my videos. I think I got a $75 off coupon. And on top of it, they have like a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you end up not liking the classes, they will refund your money. That's how much they yeah, dude, Taz is the man. Taz is the main guy that I talk to out there. So Taz is the man. Andre's the man too. Don't get me wrong. Andre is smart as all get out. So where was I? Fortune math tuning. I'm pretty sure save those from your videos. Definitely go back and check. Yep. Hey, just go to tuning101.com. That will take you right to our YouTube homepage. And then you can go over to the playlist and look for the 4th Gen playlist. But that's where you want to start out. Intake bridge. Yeah, I would move the IAT into your actual intake tubing. E38. Through a P0108 after my last tune we were working on. Any chance it was something you intended to do? 108? No, Mike. I'll have to look at it. But if you didn't put that in the email, email me and remind me because I won't remember it after this. Oh, thanks, Michael. It is a lot of work, and I've been slacking on it. I need to get better, and the GTO will be a lot more content. I'll be, a lot of the stuff that's going on with the Typhoon right now. Here, let me give you an idea. This is all parts for the Typhoon. So, and I don't do content of me installing parts because it's boring. There's plenty of videos out there where you can watch dudes install parts on cars. You guys don't care about that crap. So, E39. Yeah. That oddball E39, but still a 4th generation. Good luck, Jose. The world needs better tuners out there. The world needs real tuners out there. As I said, one of the cars that I've tuned. Well, Mike is a fine example. Mike, who was, without calling anybody out, Mike, who tuned your car before me, before I started tuning on it, without actually saying their name? Was it a local guy? Oh, it is in front of the tube on an 03 vet, no math. I mean, that should be fine, Cole. You shouldn't be getting heat soaked there. Vortec, no openings for tuning right now. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to have any openings until after Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0. I've got plenty of tunes on the fire. What up, Robert H? Got plenty of tunes on the fire, but I only like to take on so many at a time. And this last winter, I took on a couple more than I'd like to at once. And so I'm just trying to get caught up now. I'm hoping to finish up a couple here in the next week or two, but I'm not going to take on any tunes just because I'm not going to have the time to dedicate the amount of time that I want to dedicate to my clientele. I'm very, very strict on how many I take on because my process is such a long process. Mike can probably tell you that we've been working on his cars for probably a couple months now, if not longer. But that's because I don't finish a tune until I think the tune is complete. And I am very strict on what I think is complete. Is the jury still out on the GMVE tuning or tuning VE and MAF at the same time? I'll be honest with you, Matthew. I don't like it. That's my driveway camera. I installed a new security camera on the driveway. I actually did a video on it because a company sent me a security camera for free. And it's a pretty stud camera, but I need to set up the filtering to make sure that I'm not getting false alerts. And they may not be false alerts. My motor mask may be here. But yeah, as far as tuning VE and MAF at the same time, like it is possible. I have proven that it's possible by literally generating a VE table from a MAF curve. And I've talked to some other people that have done some stuff as far as filtering to do VE and MAF at the same time. But I just don't think it is a good way of doing it. Where do I start after a cam swap? MAF. Yeah, do MAF. And then, you're probably, based on how crazy the cam is, Joe, you're probably going to have to lower your cranking VE down. 80% is a good starting point if you have a standard 100% table for cranking VE. If you have a Gen 3 table where it's a standard VE table, take 20% out of the table. Quality over quantity, that's all. Yeah, Vortex, that's exactly what it is, man. And I feel bad for people that buy my tunes because my tunes take so long. But most of the people that by the time the process is done, everybody is super happy because their vehicle drives better than it's ever driven. And probably half, if not a little bit more, of my customers are coming to me because they've gotten a bad tune from somebody else. Donnie, don't add to cranking VE with a cam. You got to realize that a cam is inefficient down at low RPMs because of the overlap and stuff like that. And so you're actually losing some volumetric efficiency down low. Well, Michael, it's the Gen 4 and even the Gen 5s, the way it works. Well, technically every platform, the way it works, you want to tune back and forth. So you want to go in, because whenever you're tuning math, you're not tuning math only. VE is always present, always present. You can't do away with VE. Now you can do away with math and tune VE alone, and we do that. But whenever we're tuning the math, the VE is affecting the math readings. And so you need to tune the math, tune the VE, and then go back and correct the math after tuning the VE again. So theoretically or technically, you should tune speed density first or tune VE first, then tune math, because it'll cut a step out. But it's a lot easier to get the vehicle running up on the math and then switch over to the VE and then go back and correct the math after you've done it. Because at the end of the day, it's all dynamic airflow. Dynamic airflow is the final. There's my motor mounts. Give me a second. I'm going to grab my motor mounts from the Amazon person here. I'll be right back. I'm coming to your door. Don't be scared. Thank you. You have a great day. Here's that throw. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I got my motor mounts. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It didn't start running while I was gone, did it? Eufy. I've not heard of Eufy. So Reolink is who sent me their cameras. And the cool thing about it is, it's wireless. And they sent me a solar panel, so I don't ever have to worry about charging the battery or anything like that. So it is far enough away from the house that I'm having some issues with connection. Motor mounts. And make sure it's the right one. Should be. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. This is the old one. Notice it's missing the mount side, but I went ahead and bought two. I mean, might as well. I don't know if you can tell, but the cherry pickers got the motor lifted right now. I had to do that to drop the pan to put the timing cover on, because I put that new timing cover on with a crank sensor. Mechanically, the Typhoon is like 90% there. Okay, so Jonathan and Funny Muffler both have Eufy. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, so shiny. I've been running my ultrasonic cleaner, just cleaning the crap out of hardware, like running all my bolts through that I'm reusing. I'm actually doing this one right. Thank you for the educational channel, beginning tuning. Benefit from the channel. Awesome. I have one question. I'm in Iraq, and in Iraq, gasoline is 87. Working in the Dodge, so there's no high octane table on your timing. Correct. So you're just going to have a final timing table, Mohammed. But I'm guessing, I don't know, in Iraq, maybe octane is calculated differently. So your 87 may be equivalent to something a little bit higher than what we have in the States. Yes, Jonathan, you're correct. Like changing idle with the cam is insane, like 30% less in idle areas. Yeah. What up, De La Soul? 20% is a kind of like a ballpark idea. What up, Harry? It has been a long, long time, brother. So good to see you. Glad you jumped in on a impromptu. We haven't done an impromptu in probably a year now. And so you got put on a different shift and can't catch the Thursday night show. What, you can't talk them into letting you watch a 30-minute show on Thursday at work? Like, come on now. It's good to see you though, bro. For those of you not in the know, Harry Johnson here has been around since the beginning of the garage. How's the truck? The Duramax? Duramax is not doing anything. Or the Typhoon. Justin Murphy. Oh, man. Thank you for the live, or thank you for the tip. I don't think that it'll do the nitrous purge because we're on Impromp-Tune. I don't know. I don't know that it's been so long since we've done an Impromp-Tune, but thank you for the tip, brother. Using the Gen 4 guide for map tuning when I first start the car, it's always lean on startup for a while. Is that normal or am I missing something seeing 1.15 lambda? Okay, so it could be a couple things, Justin. Could be your cranking VE needs to be bumped up because whenever you fire up, the math is not doing any of the fueling. It's all volumetric efficiency. So it could be the cranking VE. That's one that you can play with. And depending on how long it stays lean, it could also be the fuel FA versus time, which is underneath the fuel tab. So look underneath the fuel tab and you'll have either one or two tables that literally is engine temp versus time. And that is a fuel multiplier. You may need to bump it up there. So play with those two tables and see which one helps you out. Start with the cranking VE table. See if that helps. If that one doesn't help, go to the fuel versus time multiplier, blah, blah, blah. I'm opening up the editor right now so I can tell you exactly what it's called because it's got a funky name. It's like FA multiplier by time. Open sesame. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Well, let's not open a Dodge. That would not help us. Let's try this one. Fuel FA mult stage 1 versus time. And it is coolant temp by seconds. You'll know if it's in that table because what happens is that table runs out in like 30 seconds or so. If after 30 seconds it kicks in and it's fine, it could be an indication that your fuel FA table's messed up. Let me grab another drink. Whoa, I'm back. Twisted Berry. I've also had a breakup issue when cold since I got the car. Interesting. Log your misfires and make sure that you're not getting some misfires. And does Justin, does the car have a cam by chance? Because if it has a cam, you might need to do a crank relearn. You guys don't mind if I take my hat off for once, do you? I'm so hot. Let's steam out. Okay, yeah, BTR stage 3. Justin, look up how to do a crank relearn and do a crank relearn. See if it helps with the breakup. Could be an issue where your crank trigger is not registering properly. Thanks, Jose. Oh yeah. Do my Fabio hair whip. Anybody in here going to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1 or 2? I don't know why Swab get on board. Exactly. Yeah, Cole, you're right. I need a good shampoo sponsor. I almost cut my hair off again the other day. So I've got a new maneuver that I do where I ponytail it high. Not top, not high, but I ponytail it high up here. And then I put a welding hat over it. And that keeps me from rolling over it with the creeper. Because I got caught about a month ago on the creeper. Giant chunk of hair got tied around a wheel, and my wife had to come down and grab a pry bar and lift it up. Yeah, exactly. Cheers. Funny Muffler, you want to view number 1 in Colorado at Bandamere? We'll be there. You should show up, man. Show up for the day pass. I think it's like $10 for a day pass or whatever at the track. Show up, come over and say hi, hang out. So refreshing. So refreshing. My buddy just put a Whipple on a newer Hemi charged, and he's getting pretty bad idle surge when normal driving. Any troubleshooting tips? Newer Hemi, Harry, is he trying to tune neural networking? Cole, cut my beard off, didn't wreck myself. Dude, I'm so gray. My facial hair is so gray, and I have a little coming in on the sides here because I'm getting old. Dude, Harry, if that dude is trying to tune neural networking, turn that crap off and just do SD tuning. Bro, ICT car guy. Whenever I was in Texas, I installed ceiling fans in the garage, and it was great. Now, like, I don't really have area. I guess I could put one over here or something. Justin Murphy says, how much EQ ratio error would you call good? I like to go 0 to 4 or 5% rich. If I can get in that zone, I'm happy. But I like it to be what I call green. I like everything to be green. I like no lean cells. I like everything to be at 0 or slightly rich. And that makes me feel very nice. Very good. I'm so fat. Ugh. Sweating some weight off today. Gym 4 TBSS engine stalls in parking lots. Small throttle inputs, like when coming to a stop, adjust throttle follower. Nick, double check your IAC counts. Well, no. Shouldn't be. A Gym 4 TBSS should be drive-by-wire, right? I'll be honest with you, Nick. VE table probably needs work. Check your VE table, make sure it's good. And then look at your idle airflow. Idle airflow is really the main parameter in idle. Excuse me. Like all these other, there's a ton of idle parameters that you can jack with that aren't going to fix the problem if your idle airflow is wrong. So what I like to do is put it in math. Look at your math, get it idling at stoic, see how many pounds per hour it is running at stoic, say 60 pounds per hour, and then look at your base idle airflow table, and if you're commanding 800 RPMs, look at how many pounds per hour is there. It's probably a little bit low, but move the whole table up until it matches. So if it's saying 60 and you're at 50 on the base idle airflow table, select the whole table, multiply by 1.01 until you're at 60 for your idle set point, and that will fix 99% of your idle problems, low throttle problems, stuff like that. That makes everything else work properly. Like all the throttle follower and crap like that will all work properly once your base idle airflow is dialed in. So, yes. As Cole said, base idle airflow had me chase my tail sometime until I did it correctly. I love that table, and it is overlooked, not addressed properly. That's where it's at, man. Base idle airflow has to be dialed in before everything else gets dialed in. Same way on the 5th gens, airflow has to be dialed in before you can dial in the torque and actually fix things on the torque tables. So focus on that. You'll be surprised. Have you had issues with being lean after switching to colder plugs? No. I mean, I don't see why that would be an issue, Craig. I mean, you got to think of what the plug does, and what the heat range on the plug is doing is basically you're going to colder plugs to try and cool down the tip so you don't get pre-detonation or pre-ignition. But the plug should still be lighting off and burning all of your fuel properly. But weirder things have happened. So I'm not going to say it's not possible. Sorry, a bug just did a flyby. Cold startups sound great, but when starting warm, it already doesn't have as much authority. Doesn't rev up like cold start. sort of waked up slow. Well, Michael, that there is a after start situation going on. Whenever it's cold, it does hit a little bit harder. Whenever it's warm, it doesn't need to do that. So that's not totally out of the norm. Out of this, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Nick, check that out. Get a good idle airflow setting and see how it does. Base idle airflow hooked to my tip in issues. Yep, especially off idle makes a huge difference. I messed it up installing an LS3 MAF card and 4-inch intake tube. Well, I don't know that you necessarily would have messed up your base idle airflow so much as you just got to get the LS3 MAF card dialed in. Dude, ICT, you are 100% correct. Unless you are standing directly beneath the fan, like they're pretty much worthless. Switch 2 steps colder had issues with it going lean and car shutting off after a long trip. That is very interesting, Craig R. I'm not sure. Will friction airflow delay help with something like an RPM dip at warm start Gen 3? Cole, I honestly have no idea. Oh, man, swamp coolers. If it's dry enough, swamp coolers are the greatest thing. But if there's humidity in the air, swamp coolers just move swampy air around. Cole, friction airflow delay. I'm not sure, man. Try it out. Report back. Let me know. Have a Gen 3 that runs 12 AFR at idle. Woo! Woo! Rich. Eye-burning rich. Tune on SD. What do you personally like to see at idle on E85 and at cruise? So, okay, E85. I mean, you're going to make me break out the calculator because you're talking AFR. Tune in Lambda, man. Tune in Lambda. If you're doing E85, tune in Lambda. Get rid of AFR. AFR is a decade ago's way of thinking. So cruising on E85, you should be around 10.3 to 10.5 if you're running AFR, right? That sounds rich, though. Well, maybe not. Stoic is 9.75 to 1 on E85. That sounds rich, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. What up, Chevy for Life? Make the Lambda switch. Exactly. Go to Lambda. Oh, crap. Hey, everybody. Battery Saver just kicked on, so we're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. What up, Crowder? Good to see you again, man. How's the Mustang coming? We're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes, and I'm going to crawl underneath this piece of junk, install motor mounts, and bolt the motor down and start putting the front accessory drive back on, new flex plate, all that stuff. Mechanically, I would like to have this thing done this weekend and start the wiring next week. And then maybe in a week or so, fire up the Typhoon on the fuel tech for the first time. Everybody cross your fingers. Make it happen. But yes, my laptop literally just kicked into low power consumption mode. Yeah, exactly. Kyle-sized sweat stains all over the floor. So, Harry, it's good seeing you again, brother. I've been missing your face. Glad you were able to jump in here and holler with us. So, I got time for one more question here, unless my laptop dies, and then we'll just go offline. But I do want to say thanks to everybody for showing up on a random Saturday afternoon to chat. Chevy for Life, don't send me messages on Patreon. I don't answer messages on Patreon. Email me. So, you'll get to me a lot quicker through just emailing. Because I honestly, Patreon is just a way for me to keep track of who is a patron and gets tuning assistance and stuff like that. Sweet Crowder. Yeah, man. Play around with it. Exactly. That's how you learn. Not to derail the tuning talk, but I bought a Casement AC from Amazon and fit it between two studs in the garage. Best thing ever. Interesting, ICT. My air conditioner is right through that door, and I could open that door and get some AC, but I've got both garage doors open right now. So, Mohamed, can I remove 5 degrees from all spark table and dodge to avoid knock the easy way? Or make a spark retard histogram to know when the knocks occur. I mean, I would do the histogram process, Mohamed, and then, pull spark directly from the table where you need to. But Cole, I can't post that. But thank you. But you can pull a couple degrees to start off and then fire it. Hey, Holly. Bye, Holly. I've got wood insulated doors, so not a problem with that. Just no problem, man. Hey, that's the nice thing about it. Use it when you need it. If you don't need it, cancel it. Hey, Luke, appreciate it, brother. Always looking for new things to teach. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to the live show. Listen, everybody, we're going to wrap it up. 41 minutes. Great live show. I appreciate everybody's time today. You guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. ABT, always be tuning. Get your butts out there and get to tuning. If you're not tuning, at least start data logging. Always be data logging, maybe should be what we say. You may not be tuning, but you can at least be data logging while you're going to the store. Go get some beer, data log on the way to the beer store. You guys know it. ABT, we'll talk to you later. End it.